it gets sticky. What the heck is good nutrition? It is so confusing to try and filter through what am I supposed to eat? What's healthy? SnackWells were healthy for a while until we found out all the crap that was in them, right? We were cutting out fat and we were loading up with carbs, and all we did was put in more sugar and junk and chemical-laden foods that our bodies do not know how to process and that we store up, and that creates a whole host of other issues in the system. Michael and I have what I call an on-the-road lifestyle. On-the-road lifestyle. We travel a lot, and people, my weight doesn't shift more than 5 pounds, and that's just water weight. And that doesn't mean when we travel I work out the same as I do at home. And I'm just going to throw that in there. Exercise is not a weight loss strategy. We'll revisit that in the next segment. Exercise is not a weight loss strategy. There's no proof that exercise helps you lose weight. Remember that. It's about food and sleep. Those are the two most important things you can do to maintain your body's health and wellness right now. With an on-the-road lifestyle, people think, well, how is it possible to eat healthy when you're on the road? It's very easy. My God, 7-Eleven has hard-boiled eggs and cheese and vegetable sticks. The question is, when you go in and you're starving, are you going to Wendy's and getting the french fries and the shake and the hamburger because it's late at night and you deserve it because you've worked so hard all day? Or are you going to 7-Eleven, if you have those up here, and you're grabbing the nachos and the big Slurpee because you deserve it, versus grab the hard-boiled egg and a piece of cheese and some sliced turkey and a vegetable? What's more important? It depends on you. I'm telling you from a standpoint of what your body needs, dump the crap. The crap is causing so much damage. It's hurting you in ways that you don't even know, that scientists don't even know yet because of what it's building up in the body. And we're seeing this with the rise in diabetes, in metabolic disease, in childhood ADD. Autism rates is something that they're looking at. There's a new, I won't say it's new, there's another type of dementia now that's being called type 3 diabetes, which is food-induced and food-corrected. There's all sorts of things happening with the food supply. So making choices is probably the single most important thing. You are going to be very busy this year. You're going to go to a lot of Rotary events, and you're going to eat a lot of, do you have the Rotary chicken joke up here? Everywhere you go, it's rubber chicken.
Rubber chicken.
The Rotary rubber chicken, everywhere you go. And it's covered in sauce, and you may think, oh, I'm just going to put this on it, and I'm just going to have that little piece of cake, and I'm just going to do this. I don't like demonizing foods. I just want to help you learn to make better choices. Making choices is a habit. It's just a habit. And those habits get hardwired. Have you all heard the book, Power of Habit? So the author's name is Charles Duhigg, D-U-H-I-G-G. He wrote a book that talks about the power of habit and how habits get hardwired in our systems. So you probably all recall the first time you drove or you were learning to drive, you know, and everything, you're hyper aware of everything from where your feet are on the pedals to how quickly you push the gas pedal and you stop, or pulling out of your driveway. All these things you become very hyper. The lines on the road, right? I remember when I was learning to drive, and I'm always looking at the line as it's passing the car, and my dad saw me doing this, and he's like, look up, right? So that you start to get your peripheral vision in there. But over time, the more you drove, the less you had to think about it. It doesn't mean you became absent from the process, but it means you really didn't need to think about it, because your body knew the light's turning red, I need to put on the brake, right? I need to slow down. The light turned green, I can accelerate now. You don't even have to think about it. Your body, your brain knows what to do, and it's telling your muscles what to do. And that's what happens. That's how hard it is to break a habit. There are times now you can get in your car, and before you know it, you're at work. And you don't even, it's like, wow, I'm here. You didn't even think about it. You made every turn, you stopped at every light, you did everything that you normally had to do, and you showed up at work and you're kind of like, how'd I get here? That's because your brain is very efficient. Your brain's taking care of you. It's not something it needs to expend energy on, and that's the power of habit. It actually becomes hardwired. So when we start to make changes in food and diet and sleep, what I suggest for people to do is, which is where the calendar is helpful, and you map your stuff out, it takes on average, the average person, 17 to 21 days to rewire a hardwired heck. That's why consistent lateral moves, they don't all have to be big. Don't try to change everything at once. Consistent lateral moves. If I'm only getting 6.5 hours of sleep every single night, I'm just going to try and get 7. That's all I want to do. I want to try and get 7. That's it. If every day when I stop at Starbucks on my way to work, I get a latte with 3 pumps of vanilla, maybe I'm just going to get a latte, right? Don't have to cut everything out right now. Just maybe get the latte. Make those moves. Let them become instilled. Then you move towards something else. Instead of the scone, I'm going to get the egg bites, right? Something different. We're going to make better choices. Approach every single meal with a meal strategy. And this is something that has helped me a lot. So think of every single meal as an opportunity to nourish your body. When you put food in your mouth, quite frankly, your body doesn't care. It does, but it doesn't. And it's going to tell you if it cares based on how it reacts in your system. But by and large, it doesn't care. It's a chemical equation the body's trying to figure out. How do I break it down here? 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 And where does it go, right? What happens to what got put into my body? That's all the body's trying to figure out. It doesn't have any judgment, right or wrong, feelings about it at all. So what you can do to try and improve what you're putting in to support how you want to feel and perform is approach every meal with a nutrition strategy. So for me, every single meal I use is hand size. If you don't know what to do, think about your hand. The largest portion on your plate, or the largest thing you want to be eating, is vegetables. Vegetables, vegetables, vegetables. Not fruits and vegetables, vegetables. The second thing, fat. Every single cell in the body needs fat. Our brain needs fat. Healthy fat. So I'm not saying just pig out on junk fat and not sugar fat. Healthy fat, avocados, certain nuts. Stay away from some of the seeds. Organically farmed eggs, high quality meats, fish, and poultry, right? Stuff that isn't laden with antibiotics and hormones and all that kind of junk. Because whatever your animal ate, you're eating. So think about that. When people think, oh, I don't want to spend the extra $5 a pound for grass-fed, grass-finished, or antibiotic-free, no hormone chicken, think about the fact that you're eating whatever your animal ate, and your body has to process that. And then the smallest thing on your plate, if you're going to have it, is a form of carbohydrate. Carbohydrate is not an essential nutrient. Oh, I forgot protein. Don't forget protein. Protein, so for the average person, fish is going to be somewhere 5 to 7 ounces, biggest part of your hand. Chicken, maybe 3 to 5 ounces max. And then beef, red meats are going to be about that the smallest part of your hand. 3 to 4 ounces max. That's a healthy portion. And when you balance your meals like that, even if you don't think about it, just think about function. I want my body to function and move it in that direction, okay? Carbs. So carbs are not an essential nutrient. There is no diet, there is no health condition in the world that requires you to eat carbohydrates in order to survive. You do not need whole grains in your diet. I'm not saying don't eat them, I'm saying you don't need them. So if you're at an event and there's bread and there's pasta and there's dessert and there's all these other things, eat it if you want, but pick one thing, right? That's making a lateral move. Don't eat all of it, just pick one thing, right? If you see that breakfast pastry and you go, oh my God, that looks so good. I just haven't had that in so long. Eat it, don't deprive yourself. What's a world without ice cream, for God's sakes? But make choices. If I'm going to have this, this is my carbohydrate. I love red wine. Oh my God, a good bottle of Pinot Noir. I'll forgo the steak. But I drink my carbs. right? If I'm gonna have some carbs, I drink my carbs. I'm not eating the sugar, and I'm not eating bread, and I'm not eating the pasta, because that's the choice I've made. That's kind of my lateral shift. So, approach every single meal with a nutrition strategy. When you're at events,